What up, studs? Canal here. Bulls on Wall Street. Big day in the markets. Again, we finally started coming out of that consolidation zone that we've been talking about for the last 5, 6, 7 days. By the way, guys, I got a new mic, so let me know if the audio's going pretty good. It took me forever to set this thing up because I don't know how to plug stuff in, but this thing is looking juicy. If I could turn back time. It's nice, right? It's very nice. So let's go into today's video. I'm going to make this short and sweet because I got some things to do. I got family in town. First, we look at the market indexes. I'm going to go over 5, 6 of my favorite names. The market is red hot. There's no getting around it. It's hotter than a goose's caboose. And there's shredders everywhere. Long, shorts. You mix and match everything. We've got a breakout setting up on the QQQs. We'll see how we open up tomorrow. Hopefully we don't gap because we've been doing a lot of gap and craps. And then kind of, the dips get bought a little bit later. But hopefully we don't gap. We get a flat open. I think we get a Friday squeezer. Same thing on the SPY. If we don't gap, we're just right at a sweet spot. If we don't gap, then we get probably a Friday squeezer. If we have a huge gap up, then, we're going to probably have to do all sorts of things. Long, shorts, binary, non-binary, who even knows? Like, you're going to have to be all over the place. When we get a flat open, I think we're going to be good to go. Let's get into some faves because, we don't got to even mix. We don't got to mess around too much. There's all sorts of heat happening in the markets right now. Guys, even like your just basic earnings breakouts are following through like PSTG. This is a damn storage company, right? It's not sexy, so nobody wants to trade it. Like, I put these things on the watch list for my team in the Discord room in the morning. And because it's like a storage company, like you won't see anybody trade it, right? But like you put Mara on and, right, every degenerate's just like, yeah, is this a long, is it a short, right? And they're watching like it tick by tick. Guys, clean breakouts, earnings, hot charts, they can follow through. So we want to add some of these names. So this is probably a good day 2 play. I want to add some of these kind of day 2 plays, but I'm going to start from order of importance here. Celsius Holdings. I think this one is the bee's knees right now. This is an unloved stock, obviously, and it's like, you know what it is? It's like the Monster energy drinks for people that don't want to be white trash, but they kind of are, right? They don't want to be running around with those monsters. So they get the Celsius because it's like a monster without saying you're a monster. That's why these things are going up. They put a couple herbs in it, and all of a sudden, it's a healthy energy drink. Dude, the range on this, red to green, pull back to the bone zone. Like you've got, all sorts of range. By the way, I believe there is 38% short interest in this bad boy. Probably a lot of them covered today, of course, because you're breaking out the all-time highs if they're smart. Days to cover 10. That was just on 215. That's a lot of short interest. Like we had 29 shares minimum in volume. We've got to come in and we got to come in hot. We get any kind of dip on this at the open, we've got to come in and really, really, we got to really hit this one. So I like this overall look of it. We want to play some of these day 2 earnings plays. I think Duolingo, a little bit of a weak open, and then this one should break out the all-time highs too. Tiny float, 33.8 million. How this company has got a $10 billion market cap is beyond me. If anybody's trying to use the Duolingo app on the iPad, it's just like a load of ads and nonsense. But here you go, man. Seems like a lot of people want to learn Spanish, probably to get to Medellin and cause trouble. I know the type of people that do that. You know the type of people that do that. They're up to no good. We got Goody RX. Big base breakout setting up here. I mean, if you look back, this goes from 2022. You got 183 million share float, so it's a pretty low float. It had decent enough range on it, decent enough volume. Not my particular style of type of trade, but I think this one's got that. It's in that sweet spot. Like this specific look is squeezing on a longer term basis. Hey, Dell will be in play tomorrow. Looks like this is an earnings popper. Michael Dell's company is really, it's doing some things, man. It's doing some things. It's boring too, but like it don't matter, right? Boring can be hot in a hot market, and so you got range on this one. Add this to the gapper list. I want to go in for AI day 2. This company's a huge turd, but you've got a big base breakout sitting up. And the range on it was okay. It almost gapped too much, so it wasn't giving you kind of the pops that you want. You're just getting a buck here, buck there. But I think that this is like ideally set up for a day two. Let's just take a look, see how many shorts we got in this bad boy. 37% short interest. Let's see if we let's see the range. Like, we want to trade around this old high over here. If we get a weak open, that'd be awesome. If we just get a flat open, I think we could buy the breakout of the previous day's highs. I think that's going to be, that's going to be nicely in cards too. And, we've got all sorts of goodies over here. If we need some shorts, this old root here was $10. You're squeezing. This is not really like a low float stock per se. I guess it is now because you did the reverse split, but it was a couple years ago. Not reverse split, the split. But I think still, like, you get a gap up on this one. I think this one's probably ready for a short. Super thin, though. I probably won't touch it on a Friday. But if you get like a big, like say it gaps up like $5-6, then that's an awesome exhaustion right there. I think we want to be a part of that. AMD, it had a couple really, really small rest days here. Guys, this is happening a lot. So like what's happening, and I got to remind myself, sometimes these like hot charts, they'll start like grinding for a couple days, and while they're like stuck in consolidation, and then somebody will just put a note out. Some bank, some analyst will put a note out, buy side note, something along that end. And they just start squeezing. Like, this is AMD. I didn't see really any news on this per se, minus that. And, you're not supposed to be squeezing 18 points on an AMD, but you are. We're in that kind of market here. So I think this is probably a candidate for tomorrow. It's going to have a really weak open, though. I would not chase a gap up on this at all. You'll get smoked out. It always rugs on a day two after a gap, so just be careful on that one. But we've got a spot on it. Aspen is streaming. I've been sitting there staring at this one at the 18 spot forever. I got an alert here. If it buys, you can put even a buy stop on it, right? If it shreds, you just roll with it. PLTR, though, this one, if it weak opens tomorrow, I'm pretty confident that we have a chance to kind of take out this range over here. Definitely want a weak open to let that EMA catch up a little bit. And then I think that this thing is just ready to party. I've got setting on the watch list, a break under 65. Dash, nice flag pattern. Test. 9 EMAs right there. 124.50, 124.75. I would work with, any of this kind of range here, maybe 125 just to be safe. But I think that's going to be, that's going to be a really good shot. SQ, another one that's just like, it's hovering around this 80. It may squeeze tomorrow if Bitcoin can hold up here. It is a little bit of a grinder, so I'll probably stay away. But I like that overall look of it. HIMS. Inside day. So you had the earnings, you had double inside days on this. Guys, the double inside day post earnings is pretty powerful. Let's add this bad boy. I think your first trigger is going to be about 13.50, and then you go into 14, and we should be ready to shred. And I got a couple other day two plays here that could squeeze here. This is an IPO stock. I love these kind of names. Right, it was up a lot today, so you need the week open on it. But that's a rowdy one. RVNC also, right? You got this big base breakout that's setting up here. 7 million shares in volume. That one's going to be pretty good. Okta also clearing about a 1.5 year base here. This like 110 zone is going to be huge. Like, if we can do this, it's only 161 million share flow. Like, we can shred this one. This is going to, if this opens up just flat or even a little bit higher, that's fine. But if it takes out that 111, I think we can get some awesomeness in this. If we need some shorts, we've got IONQ. We've got Affirm, bear flag. See how like it got rugged again today, right? Like this is setting up for a rug down too. So you got Affirm. You got IONQ, I think under 10 can do it. Setting, and then, root if you're feeling really, really rowdy. But otherwise, just keep it clean. There's all these earnings breakouts, all these day two plays. There'll be earnings plays tomorrow. And then, of course, focus on some of these Friday squeezers. You can see, like, even NVIDIA is kind of setting up here for a little bit of a flag pattern. Obviously, we saw AMD go, too. I've been staying away from some of these big caps because they're just algo city. They've been super hard to trade. And there's all this other fun stuff to go. Mid cap stocks are much easier to trade than small caps or mega caps. Just kind of keep that in the back of your head. So, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Adios, muchachos. Peace.